Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. This time it's on the Don't Call Me Darling movie set drama with Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, Florence, I think her name is Pugh, I don't know if I said that right, and Shia LaBeouf. So there's a lot of accusations and a lot going down. I'm going to try and break these down piece by piece. I have done a reading on Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde before. I'll put a link to it up here. Basically, Florence isn't promoting the movie. She says that she didn't like Shia LaBeouf. He made her uncomfortable. Olivia says she fired Shia. Shia says that's not what happened. He quit. There are rumors that Florence and Harry had a thing. There are rumors that Florence didn't like the fact that Olivia and Harry were inappropriate on the set. We're going to kind of look at this and see what actually happened. So remember, these readings are all alleged for entertainment purposes only, and let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I want to look at, did Shia LaBeouf get fired or did he quit? So he'll be on the left and Olivia will be on the right. He quit. I actually do think he quit. Now, so the Six of Swords is like a travel distance change. There's also the internet. I know he was like apparently leaking things to the internet, so that makes sense. But the Six of Swords also change. I think that he wanted certain things in the script changed. I think there were certain things he wasn't happy with. The death card is a death and rebirth, which is a replace, which means she did replace him. She did have to replace him. The death card tells me that she was looking to replace him anyways. The Knight of Swords is reverse, which is impure intentions. So I actually don't think that she's 100% lying in that he was like inappropriate on the set or just was making people uncomfortable, I guess I should say. She was thinking of how to replace him or how to solve the problem. So did she directly fire him? I don't think so. I think he was like, fuck this, I'm quitting. And she's like, good, because she was planning on getting rid of him anyways, or trying to figure out a way around him. The Eight of Cups is about him walking away and not coming back. The Nine of Swords is reversed, which is a lot of stress and anxiety. And the Seven of Pentacles is about comfort. So, he made this set uncomfortable, I think, for people. The environment was uncomfortable. And so she was trying to figure out solutions without getting rid of him. Eventually was like, maybe we're going to have to get rid of him. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to quit. She's like, all right, fine, quit then. So I do think there's a little bit of column A and column B, but I do think he started by saying that he quit. The Nine of Wands is a lot of anxiety and stress. I mean, the Nine of Swords is anxiety and stress, and the Nine of Wands is things getting worse before they get better. The King of Pentacles is reversed, and the Page of Wands is reversed. So for me, a lot of things he's accustomed to were not there. So I think the set was messy. I think perhaps there were certain things that weren't given, that were supposed to be given. The King of Pentacles makes me think of unprofessional. So he was feeling like things were unprofessional. It wasn't going the way it was supposed to go. And the Page of Wands also makes him feel like she was forcing her narrative on everyone. So it seems like he felt like she was a bit of a dictator on the set and extremely controlling. She thinks he's a little boy that needs to grow up. Shocker, Knight of Cups. Justice is reversed, and the Hangman. Okay, so there's an issue here with contracts. Definitely an issue with contracts, an issue with follow through. I'm wondering if there's like... Eight of Pentacles is money reversed. Four of Cups, apathy. Two of Cups reversed. I think that the budget for this film is all over the place. I think there's I don't want to say mismanagement of funds, but I would say that the amount of money that's being given to certain things and is being deducted from other things is uneven and doesn't make sense. I don't know if certain people are making too much money or if there's being too much money put into one part of the film instead of the other, but it definitely looks like the distribution of money is an issue, and the Justice card is reversed, which means certain things in this movie did not get what they were promised. So certain actors and actresses didn't get what they were promised. Certain departments, like the editing department, there's certain things that the money and the budget was not given to. So I do think there's going to be some issues with the film because of this. Okay, so this is Harry Styles. So the Empress is reversed, the Six of Pentacles is reversed, and the Ace of Cups. So that would be Harry Styles. It looks like there are absolutely accusations about people feeling like she's kind of digmatized. So there's a feeling of like you're prioritizing your relationship. There's a feeling of like you're giving him whatever he wants. There's definitely a feeling of like this isn't the protocol. I think that's also why the justice card is reversed, because like, is this even legal? So yeah, I do think there's allegedly, for entertaining personally, there's definitely some favoritism, but I think it's more so like he's gonna get whatever he wants. I see her being like, Harry's a genius, just listen to him. Like, I kind of see her infatuated with him. Ooh. Okay, the Emperor to me is Harry, and the Knight of Wands is upright, and the Three of Cups. I think he likes to make people jealous. I think he likes to make girls jealous of other girls, and I think that's exactly what he did. I think that he kind of likes to play with girls' feelings. I'm not gonna lie. The Three of Cups is jealousy, which means that there was already threads of jealousy between Florence and Olivia before it even started. He just happened to pull at the threads that he saw. The Knight of Wands says that he kind of thinks it's fun and playful and funny. So there was already seeds of jealousy between those two people, and he just pulled at it. Yeah, he's a little bit messy. The Ace of Swords is upright, the Ten of Wands, and the Two of Pentacles. He's sly. He would take opportunities. He would take opportunities to throw things in other people's faces. So would Olivia. There are certain things she would take to throw in her faces. If they had like a sex scene or something like that, he would do little things to kind of like trigger Florence and stuff. Like, I do think they're playing a little bit of a game. I kind of see Harry playing a game with Olivia and kind of using Florence as a pawn. Yeah, Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Let's redo that scene. Let's do that again. Let's do that again just to like kind of be petty. So I do think like there are certain scenes and certain things that were, you know, let's redo that. Let's do this just to kind of like stick it to a few people. I do think people were being petty on the set. I do think people were being petty on the set. That being said, there is an argument here to be made about Florence. I am definitely more on Florence's side than Olivia's or Harry's or Shia's, okay? I am more on her side. However, with the Queen of Cups reversed, the Three of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles, I do think that she didn't think the role through all the way. I do think she didn't read everything. I don't think she realized where it was going. I think she thought it was going to go somewhere else. I think there might have been a script change that screwed her over when she already signed the contract. So there may have been a script change. I also do think that she's a bit too sensitive. So with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Three of Swords, I think a lot of her past trauma and her past heartbreak and her past issues in relationships and issues in life caused her to be a little bit more sensitive, I would say, or, you know, proactive. So I do think that sometimes there is that semblance of, not always, and I'm not invalidating her experience, but I'm telling you right now, she does have a tendency to overreact to certain things, and I do see her as a very dramatic person. Shocker, an actress is dramatic, but I do see her as a very dramatic person, so I think that's why a lot of her concerns fell on deaf ears. It's one of those things where it's like the boy who cried wolf. You complain about everything, and you're super sensitive to a lot of things, so we're just going to chalk this up to you being dramatic, and we're going to keep the pace moving. So that's kind of what I'm seeing and why I think a lot of her concerns were dismissed. I do think her protest is another. I think like Olivia and Harry and a lot of other people on this set, I think a lot of them feel like, oh, of course she's protesting. Like, she's dramatic. Like, I'm seeing them feel like she's dramatic. That being said, I don't think they're wrong that she's dramatic. I don't think they're wrong that there's a little bit of like over dramatization, but that doesn't mean that her feelings aren't valid. It just means that I do think that she's being a little bit too ridiculous about it. That's not saying that it didn't happen. That's not saying her feelings aren't valid. Once again, don't come for me. All I'm saying is I do think there's a semblance of truth in that she's a bit over dramatic. But again, she's an actress. I expect actors and actors to be fucking dramatic. Harry fits in perfect here because his behavior is dramatic as fuck. Same thing with Olivia. They're all dramatic. They're actors. That's what you expect from them. I will say also, Florence, there is some issue with her money. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, which means she feels like it wasn't worth the money. Again, I do think she's hard to work with because of the situation. However, again, I don't think it's necessarily 100% her fault, right? Like if you put her in an environment where she doesn't feel comfortable, of course she's going to be difficult to work with. So I think everyone here is kind of a little bit to blame. I'm not going to lie. I think Harry is a fucking troll. Let's see. I think someone was taunting her about past relationships too. Did she like get out of a serious relationship or something recently? Ace of Pentacles reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, and Four of Swords. Because someone is just like, so someone is like, oh, she's just being that way because she lost a relationship, or oh, she's being this because she lost a relationship. There's a lot of like, there's something to do with an ex. There's like a poking of an ex over and over and over again. So there's like, oh, and it seems like she's, I don't know what the word is for that. Were there did she ever get accused of dating someone for fame, money, or attention or anything like that? Seven of Swords, Sun reversed, and Five of Wands. Because it seems like there's accusations of her being handed certain things. I can hear people be like, she's fucking coddled. She was handed a lot of things. She was given a lot of things. Like that's what I'm hearing. Like, girl, you were handed a lot of stuff. You were protected. It's all about you. I think people feel like she feels like she's the main character, and I feel like I understand why these two don't get along. These are people, Olivia and Florence are two people that would never get along. I think that they are both very much worried about their own self. I think I see Florence as a little bit more emotional and sensitive, and I see Olivia as more of like fiery and feisty. So for me, if you asked Olivia her problem with Florence, she'd say that she weaponizes her feelings and plays victim. If you asked Florence her issues with Olivia, she would say that Olivia doesn't give a fuck, is dismissive, and is a little bit, straightforward, blunt, and passionate. So you're looking at the best way to describe it is like someone who's really watery and versus someone who's really fiery. Like I think that they both have the other one pegged, but they both have their issues. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think one person is right and one person is wrong. And I completely understand why Florence feels the way she feels. However, I don't think she has the ability to put herself in Olivia's shoes. And I don't think Olivia has the ability to put herself in Florence's shoes. I think that is exactly what the issue is. And then you have Harry Styles, who's just trolling and making it worse. That's kind of what I see. Is this movie even going to do well? I mean, the only way this movie does well is if all the controversy makes it sell well, because right now I'm a little bit concerned about it, but maybe the controversy will help it, just because the Wheel of Fortune is there, but we're also seeing Five of Swords reverse and Five of Cups, which means there's some sort of issue. So I'm not sure if it has to do with timing, distribution, the contracts, or the actual movie and how successful it is. Again, the only way I would see this movie as being successful is if all the controversy makes people really interested in it, which I guess is kind of what's happening right now. So, but other than that, I mean, I'd be shocked. I mean, even if it is successful, I'm not sure people are going to really like it. Actually, maybe some people will like it because art imitates life or whatever, and because there's so much drama on the set, maybe they'll actually like the movie because the contents are similar. I'm not really sure. I guess I can't really say one way or the other, but the Six of Cups is reversed, the King of Wands, and the Six of Wands is reversed, which means a lot of people who worked on this set and with Olivia are not going to be working again with her and on this set. That's just not going to happen. There's a lot of unhappy people. It was a very unprofessional, messy shoot. A lot of unfair treatment. A lot of egos. There's a lot of clashing of egos and unfair treatments. Star reverse, Temperance reverse, and Two of Swords. If I'm going to be honest with you, I think all four of the people involved have massive egos, but I'm really not shocked that celebrities and you want to know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing like, so what I'm seeing is like Olivia Wilde is doing what other directors do. And the production is very similar to what other productions are. It's a messy and there's a lot of inappropriate behavior. So Olivia's like, girl, you should be used to this. I filmed a ton of shit. You filmed a ton of shit. You should be used to shit like this. This industry is kind of fucked up. Let's keep it moving. We're on a time crunch. I'm trying to get my shot. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then I see Florence being like, super sensitive, holding everything up. Then I see Olivia being like, you're just jealous, you're just being petty, like you're just screwing us over because you're pissed off. And she's like, you know, this is how it goes. This industry is fucked up. Just keep it moving. The show must go on. And Florence is just dragging her feet. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. So I will say, I don't think Olivia had a lot of respect. And I do think a lot of it has to do with her being a woman. And I do think some of her behavior is because of that. I think if she was any other director, I think other people would just be like, oh yeah, this is a part of the industry. But Olivia is held to a little bit more of a ridiculous standard. That being said, I'm not excusing any behavior here. And again, don't come for me. I'm not saying that Florence isn't valid with her feelings. I'm just saying that sometimes the show must go on. You know what you signed up for. Do what you got to do. Fulfill your contract and keep it moving. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I understand the business aspect of this. Yeah. One last thing, Devil, Tower, and Queen of Wands. We are going to get the tea from this eventually. Something tells me that Florence is not going to be quiet for forever. I see a direct hit to someone, so these two are going to have a bit of a feud. I think these two are going to have a bit of a feud. I think they're going to have a feud. I think they're going to have a feud. I do. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the tabloids start picking this up, because what I'm seeing is Angelina Jolie and Jennifer Aniston, which makes me think that the industry is going to try and force this narrative to get people talking. It reminds me of Olivia Rodriguez and Sabrina Carpenter, whatever the fuck that was. It's like they're gonna try and push this narrative and get people to talk about this. And it reminds me very much of like Jen, Angie, and Brad with Harry, Florence, and Olivia. Like they want this to be a big story. I mean, honestly, it would be really good for all of their careers, I'm not going to lie. But Florence is not going to be happy about this. Olivia doesn't give a fuck. Harry really thinks it's funny. Florence is going to be pissed. So, but honestly, I still feel like Florence is going to be the one that starts a lot of shit, because I see her being like, I don't give a fuck. I'm pissed off, and that is unprofessional, and that is disrespectful. I don't like this person. They're disgusting. They're a deplorable person. So guess what? I'm going to talk. I'm going to say this. I'm going to throw shade. I don't give a fuck. So... which, I mean, we kind of already see with her protesting. So that's kind of what I see. I kind of just see Harry as an instigator. All right. I hope you guys like that. If you did, make sure you tip. There's a link to my button below. There's also a button directly on YouTube. That's a heart. This is thanks. So yeah, if you want to give me money directly, follow me, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, check out Antphrodite. I do stream live on Twitch, and I'm going to finally start streaming live on YouTube. So I will, by the time this goes up, I will have already done my first live on YouTube. Just make sure you have noties on to know when I go live on YouTube, because now that Twitch has released the exclusivity clause, I can stream on YouTube as well. So I love you guys, and until next time.